Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am your co-host, Jason JB Smoke. And of course, I've got over here with me always.
I'm Duran. No cool nickname, but y'all know what to do. Put them in the comments. We're going to find something sooner or later. But
yeah, we're going to get there.
We're going to get there.
We're going to get there.
Sooner or later, baby.
So, yeah, man, we're back. And we got something really nice today, something we really enjoy. And then for our bourbons, we have something that we enjoy and something we haven't had.
Yeah, something we've talked about.
That's
and
right.
Said we were going to go find.
Yes.
And I did. So,
yes.
you know.
So let's, the cigar first, I guess.
Yeah.
We've got a classic.
Man, that's an understatement, bro.
I mean, it's, just a dominant in the industry.
Yeah,
right?
man.
I mean, just a behemoth in the industry.
Yeah.
So we've got an Arturo Fuente Anejo. This is the number 50, a specific size. But it comes in 3 or 4 different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the cigar that introduced the shark shape.
Yes.
So that's just, become kind of synonymous with Fuente.
Yeah.
Right? And so you can get the Opus in a shark, you can get the Don Carlos in a shark.
Mm-hmm. But finding this in a shark
is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just absolutely ridiculously hard.
I still have one left, so I'm kind of happy about that. I'm got one in the stash.
I don't know that I have any Añejo sharks. I know I have some Don Carlos sharks, and I actually have a couple of Opus sharks.
Okay.
Maybe we'll bring that to you guys eventually. But if you can find these, they run $18 to $20.
Yeah.
So
they're on the rise, though, right? They're on the rise,
yeah.
As every cigar is right now.
Yep.
But I think at the 18 to 20 price point, you still should be very happy. And realistically, you might be able to find this size closer to the 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the 20 is probably a little bit larger size.
Yeah.
So you can probably find this one, I would say, somewhere
Mm-hmm.
16 to 18 bucks, I would think.
Yeah. And I'm saying $18, but I think that's box pricing. So if you go into a shop and you want to buy a single,
yeah,
it's probably going to be a little bit more. So when I say I think that's what I paid for these was $18, but that's because I bought a whole box.
Gotcha.
And I did that in November or December that's when they come out. So if you want to try Fuente or you want to get a box, best time to do that is in November. That's when they do their big release for the year. I think they have a smaller release in the springtime, but the November timeframe is where that's where they do the big ones. And then for our bourbons, so I'm gonna let you talk about one of your favorites over there.
Oh, so we're gonna jump on Penelope right off the bat. So
yeah.
This is the Penelope barrel strength. We looked, and this is so it's not standard, right? Because it is a barrel strength, so it's not standard. But there is another barrel strength, which is the Private Select, right?
Yeah, I got that right here.
We've brought that to you on another episode of the
podcast.
Did. But we prefer this one, right?
Yes.
So this is the 4-grain barrel strength. It is 112 proof. It is aged about 4 years. It is not a criteria bottle because it is above the price mark at around $70 a bottle after tax. That's after tax, right? But this is by far one of my favorite bottles to drink right now. Yeah. Right?
I agree. It's
we warmed
flavorful.
up. We warmed up before the podcast.
We did.
Like I pulled it out of the bag, opened it, and we were like, we got to do it. Let's just go ahead and do it, right?
Yeah,
so we warmed up before the podcast with that. And then the Knob Creek, if you remember in previous episodes, we've talked about Knob Creek.
Yep.
We had a single barrel, or was it a barrel select? Was it a single barrel?
It was a single barrel.
Single barrel, 9-year. This is the standard fare Knob Creek 9-year. It's 100 proof. It is aged 9 years by the title, 9 years. And it is, I can tell you this for a fact because I bought it today before I got here, $31.99 at my local store. Okay. So it meets our criteria, and we are hoping that it is
just as good.
Or at least close, right?
Yeah.
Because if it is, I've never had it. If it is close, it may become my new everyday drink.
Yeah, I'm real excited to try it because, I love that we're finding some of these criteria bottles and they're actually good.
Yes.
And they're worth your time, worth our time, right?
Yeah.
So, we'll get into this eventually, but let's get
crack
rocking on
these
the
cigars,
cigar,
man.
Yeah. So no no mistaking the back of the cello with this massive sticker to
No.
keep, to keep it closed.
Not at all.
All that gold inlay with the tiger or the lion, whatever that is. Just beautiful back band.
This is truly like really classic Fuente, right? Because when we open this cigar and we pull this off,
Yeah.
if you're really about that life, you can light this and light your cigar.
You can, but it's not easy because this stuff's so thin.
Yeah,
it burns very quickly,
right?
Yeah.
But if that's what you like to do,
yeah,
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not going to do that. I'm going to use a torch.
I mean, but it's cedar.
It's cedar, but it smells great,
amazing, right? Yeah.
But I'm gonna listen, man. We're not even gonna waste any time. I'm gonna go right to the band because it's a Fuente. Listen, man.
Go for it.
There is nothing I need to say about this. If you smoke cigars and you don't know a Fuente band,
right, you
don't really smoke cigars. Let's just be completely honest, man. Yeah. Like the gold, the red, and I'm sure their red probably has a specific name.
I'm sure.
Their gold probably does as well, but I don't know either of those. But you've got the A Fuente right there, and then underneath you've got the Añejo. And then it's almost unmistakable when you look at one of these because of how dark the wrapper is, right? Your normal Fuentes are not going to be this dark.
No.
So you can see this stick from a mile away, seriously, right? So when you walk into your humidor, there's always going to be a Fuente section, right? They're not going to be split up. They're all going to be in one spot. You can look in the direction of Fuentes. If they have an Añejo, you're going to see it.
That's right.
Period.
Yeah, that's that Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper. That's what you're looking at. And it's just why it's so dark. I mean,
smells great.
It does. It smells amazing. Let's get into this, man.
Yes, man.
It's been probably 2 months since I've had it in Añejo, so
I think it's been longer than that for me.
Yeah, it's been a minute because I bought the box and I was smoking them regularly, and then I got into that last layer and went,
I got to slow down.
Yep. Because they're not cheap.
And they're hard to find. That's the other part. It's not necessarily easy to find them.
Give this thing a little toast.
Man, listen. This is a cigar that you just always remember. Like as soon as you light it, you remember why you enjoy it.
This is one of those I hate that I enjoy so much because, like you say, it's so hard to find, and they're not cheap. It's like the Ligas or Padrones, and these are just really good cigars, but they're not cheap.
Yeah,
I mean that's just.
But God, it is so good and worth every dollar. Right?
This is one of those ones that
smokes above its price point.
It's just so good. It's absolutely amazing. It's so full of flavor. Like even after that first, just the light puffs, the puffs to light it, the flavor's still in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Like it just coats the mouth. It's just.
Been a while since I got you.
I know, dude. Right.
Been a while.
It has been a while. Yeah. But it's just like. What I find amazing is how creamy it is. Yeah. Like for it to be such a dark cigar and so full of flavor, it is super creamy. I don't know, man. It's just like this. There's this. I'm getting this like toasted marshmallow smell in the air right now. Like just from breathing the the smoke that's coming off the foot and all that. Like the
retro one. This is even phenomenal.
I retroed right on the light just because I want to go in, jump in. Both feet deep in. Like, come on, let's go.
Look, we're like 10, 11 minutes into the episode. We haven't even got to bourbon, right?
No.
I know we talked a lot at the beginning of this episode, but it's because we're so excited about what we actually have on the episode today, right? So, this cigar paired with Penelope, it's huge for me, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this Knob Creek. I'm gonna rinse my glass because yes, I've already used it. Like I said, we warmed up with the Penelope.
We did.
So I'm going to finish up this episode with that.
Here we go. Let's give her a go.
And just for reference, right? So he's holding the regular. Oh, right. This is what we brought you on the last one, right? Or I don't remember when it was, but sometime recently. So this is the 9-year single barrel standard. So we're gonna see, which one we think is the joint today.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know I like the single barrel. It's really good.
So we were surprised to find out that this is Jim Beam.
Yeah, like I didn't know that. I mean, I know that a lot of these brands are made by the big guys, if you will, and they just slap a different label on there.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't know this was a Jim Beam product.
Me neither. But listen, I don't think I've tried a whole lot of Jim Beam products, right? Because I know their standard stuff doesn't appeal to me.
It doesn't.
But who knows? I may have to pay closer attention because of the Knob Creek 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna find out.
Well, I know like the Basil Hayden is decent.
Yeah.
Their toast.
It's not my favorite either, though.
I mean, it's not great, but like I like their toast.
Mm-hmm.
And the dark rye that they have is pretty flavorful, pretty sweet.
So right off the bat, I can tell you this doesn't give me the same nose.
I know, like at all.
But again, so it's also 20 less proof,
it is.
Right? So
yeah, it's gonna make a big difference.
I did still get a very pleasant taste from it.
It doesn't blow me away, but it's pleasant.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It tastes good.
It does. Okay.
I'm not disappointed.
Not disappointed. I think this is something that I could add to my collection.
Right. I'm not disappointed.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I was kind of hoping to love it. Can't say that I love it.
I did not go into this with that mindset.
Yeah.
I went into this with the mindset of
I had high hopes.
This is another Wild Turkey 101 for me. That's where where I thought this would come in for me. Mm-hmm. And at 31, 99, 100 proof, 9 years old, I think it's very refined. I will say this. Personally, it's smoother than the Wild Turkey 101.
It is. You can taste the age on it.
You can taste the age.
Like you can tell it's not rushed. You can tell it's not a, some 4-year, or 2-year bourbon. Like you can tell that there's some age on this, and it's got some pretty good flavor to it.
Yeah, like it is very enjoyable.
It is.
For a $32 bottle.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like it immediately goes like to the top of my inexpensive bottles.
Right. I don't think that it topples the Tumbling Dice.
I would say it's on par.
But it's pretty damn, it's like right there.
But Tumbling Dice is a few bucks cheaper, right?
It's like the same price.
Okay.
I mean, it's $32, something like that. And you know what? I've been looking for it, and I can't find it like right now. I don't know if it's just one of those that isn't readily, like they don't make it all the time,
right?
Or what. So,
but this is a bottle that you can pull out for people that don't drink bourbon.
Yeah.
But you want to give them an enjoyable bourbon experience without pulling out one of your top-notch bottles. That's the bottle, right? Because for me, it's a little bit better than Wild Turkey, right? Just a tad bit. It's readily available.
Yeah.
It's $32. It's 100 proof, so it's strong enough.
Right.
Right. But it's very refined. So for someone who doesn't drink bourbon, they would probably find that very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. I'll give you that. And like you say, for people who don't, they don't really know bourbon or don't really drink that much, they see a 9-year age statement right on the bottle.
Yeah.
And that tells them something.
Yeah.
Whereas turkey doesn't do that. I kind of wish they did. Like, I wish they would put, minimum 7 years or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever it is, but yeah, I like it.
I do too.
I mean, I like it. Especially, it fits in the criteria, and it's definitely worth your time.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. I was having a conversation. Just had my anniversary recently. So one of the things we did on the anniversary was me and the wife went to a really nice dinner, and then she wanted to go and take me to buy some cigars for our anniversary. So
Okay.
we stopped by a local cigar spot,
Right.
Scenic City. Shout out to Scenic City.
Yeah.
They always treat us real well when we've been there. They've only been open for like 14, 15 days at this point.
It's like 2 weeks, right?
I've already been there 3 times in 14 days. Okay. They treat us real well. I walked in at like 7:50, right? They close at 8.
Right.
I was like, just want to stop by and grab some cigars. It's my anniversary. It's like,
did y'all end up staying?
He was like, you want to smoke? I was like, yeah. He was like, come on, light up, man. I'm like, dude, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That's
Good service. Good
hospitality, man.
Hospitality.
Right? Like that's what that's what it's about. So I appreciate those guys for that. But talking to the guys there, Blanton's came up.
I think okay. So I'm gonna let you go on your little tirade here in just a second, but I know that there's a lot of people that it's highly sought after,
mm-hmm.
and it's coveted, and then you have a lot of people who are just like, like they don't really care for it, right?
I like it,
and I think it's a good bourbon, right? I think it's a bit overpriced for what it is.
Bingo. But
I think it's a good solid bourbon. I just think that it's overhyped with this group and it's underhyped with this group, right? I think it just falls into the same category as a lot of these other, single barrel, type bourbons.
Well, my thing was like, so like, yeah, Blanton's is cool, right? Like, but it's really the name that you're after.
Right.
Okay. I was like, the goal of our podcast though is to bring you bourbons that you've probably never heard of before.
Right.
That will outdrink Blanton's almost every single time.
It'll definitely be cheaper in a lot of cases. I mean, every criteria bottle is half the price. So
I prefer that to the Blanton's.
I
easily.
It's hard for me to say that I prefer it. I think it's a matter of like what I'm in the mood for, right?
Not for me.
Like
not even close.
What I mean by that is like you're telling me that when you go to your liquor stash, that like you're looking around, kind of gauging like what am I in the mood for?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there'll be days that I would be in the mood for this, and there'd be days that I'm in the mood for the blends. Now.
So yes, I could see. Here's the reason why I would probably, after the new of Blanton's wears off, it's just kind of not my thing. It's the proof is too low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the proof. It doesn't have enough proof to keep me engaged. The flavor profile is not bold enough. It's not, like even though it's
complex enough.
Right. It's very refined. It's very smooth. It's a great bourbon. It's a great bottle. Right. And every bourbon enthusiast is supposed to have it. Like, let's be real. You should have a bottle of Blanton's. Okay. If you can get it at retail. I am not one of those guys that believes you should pay $200 for a bottle of Blanton's. If you do, you crazy. I ain't doing that. I'm just out. It's not gonna happen.
It's like $70.
Yeah, like
that's
the price is
around here.
It's $80.
Oh, like, now it's 80.
It's $80. Like that's where you should be.
Okay.
Don't pay over 80. If you pay over 80, you got robbed. Okay. Because there are just too many things out there that you can get at that price point that are way better.
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing.
Right. I mean, even this is what.
That's why I just said that's what I'm pointing at. I'm not pointing that to.
Oh, okay.
Like the.
Now you said that was 70, but I thought it was 55.
Nah, it's like $70. So the 2 bottles together, I paid $100 out the door. So with tax,
okay.
So this was like 65, and that was 32.
Okay.
So with tax, I was right at $100.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's a really good pair, for $100.
$100, like that's a solid.
Like if that's all you had,
you'd be happy for a very long time.
You'd be good to go.
Yeah, you'd be happy for a very long time.
Yeah.
The flavor complexities are completely different, right? One is less expensive, one is more expensive. One is aged longer, and that's the crazy thing about like finding the right bourbon, because this is 4 years old, that's 9 years old, right?
Yeah, and that's like double the price.
It's double the price,
right?
But it's also much more complex as far as flavor goes.
It is,
right? And it's an MGP brand, whereas this is one of your most old distilleries, out there.
Yeah, it's
Jim Beam.
That's one of the big guys.
It's one of the monsters.
Yeah.
In the industry, right? Yeah. So, yeah. But I was in the conversation. I was like, Blanton's ain't like that.
It's funny that Blanton's came up because, like, and I've seen people.
It's because it's the first thing that people throw out when they start.
I know.
Somebody when they want to impress a bourbon guy, they say Blanton's.
I know. Well, it's one of those names that the non-bourbon people think is a name that they can throw around to the bourbon guys.
Yeah, and we're like, yo, we don't drink that.
I mean, yeah, like
I have it.
Like, look, just being honest with you, like, there's been times when we've had Blanton's on the table on a Whiskey Wednesday. There's 30
And
bottles on the
nobody
table,
touches
and
it.
nobody touches it. Okay, and it's not because it's not good. It's just that the other 29 bottles
Are better.
10 of those I've never had.
Yeah, well, not
You
just
know what I'm
it's
saying?
10
Like,
of them we've never had, and the
other,
other
whatever, 19
are better.
or better. Yeah,
Because again,
they tend to be higher proof. Like, we joke all the time about, we look around at the table and like you take 2 bottles off the table and there's nothing under 100 proof.
Yeah, literally.
And that's one of the ones you have to take off the table.
Yeah.
So I really do. I want to say that, like, I wish that there was a higher proof Blanton's, but that's probably another label that they make.
I mean, I've never.
Right?
I would assume there's other ones. Like, I know there's a gold label and something like that.
So the gold ones are, from what I understand, are not. That is specific to non-U.S. like sales.
I don't know.
That is overseas sales.
I know there.
Same thing with
the Bourbon Commander. I know he's got more than one Blanton's, right?
I have 2. Well, I have 1 and a half. One's open. But
Well, what I'm saying is he has a different type of Blanton's, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
there's the regular Blanton's, and then he's got something else, right? So, and again, we got to get him on, right?
Yeah, we do
like,
need to get him on.
We just need to pop up and be like,
yeah,
this is what we're doing. We need to get it done. Let's record this. So I know he's got a couple different ones, and we could probably reach out to some other people and get some stuff, to try and taste or whatever. But it's
so
the regular standard Blanton's for me is just not.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's nice to have in the collection, but you don't have to go out of your way to go and find it just because it's a great bourbon. Because it's not a great bourbon. It's a good, solid core bourbon.
Yes.
But it's not gonna blow you away. It's not gonna nothing to write home about. It's just it's a novelty. It's just
I got a Blanton's.
I have to have it, right?
Yeah.
We all have to have one or whatever. Like, it's just it's like having a Weller product. Like
funny thing. Oh, I was about to say I don't have any Weller right now. Yes,
yeah, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you remember you brought it in.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's the only one I have at the moment. No,
that's a good one to only have that one.
Yeah, I think it's the only one I have.
Yeah, the CYPV, man. That if you're only gonna have one, that's a great one to have.
Let's talk about the stick though, man. Like we haven't even talked, because like we're just sitting here enjoying it, like, right, like, so no conversation about the stick whatsoever.
I'm gonna tell you, man, it's just tons of flavor. You really can taste the age on it. I actually don't know. I think I want to say these are aged 3 years.
I'd be lying if I said I knew.
I think that's what it is. They're aged 3 years.
Should we phone a friend? You think we could get John Crowder on the phone on the podcast?
Wouldn't that be funny? Phone a friend.
We might need to start that. Right? Like on the podcast, just phone a friend.
Right.
Like,
that's great. Crowder is our Fuente guy. He's the one that knows so much. He knows more about Fuente than any of us. Probably all of us combined.
Probably. It's kind of scary.
It is. It is scary how much he knows about Fuente.
Yeah. But for me, like, this is just a cigar that it's always memorable, man. Anytime I can enjoy an añejo, I just you just savor these, right? Like, and here's the crazy part. I smoke fast. I slow down on these.
Yeah, you really savor it.
You really
you want to taste every puff.
Yeah.
You honestly do.
Yep.
And the aroma in the air right now, like, I can't even describe how pleasurable the aroma in the air right now is. There's this kind of tobacco sweetness smell in the air, like unrolled leaf, and a little bit of woodsiness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not woodsiness. It's more like
earthy.
I'm thinking like when you the smell of like freshly cut tree branches or leaves or something like that, like green. You know what I'm saying? Not grass.
No, because grass smells like trash when you cut it. I'm in rare form today.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah, I'm in rare form today, man. Like, we haven't recorded in a little bit.
It's been a couple of weeks, I think. Again, life gets in the way, and
yeah. But we've been bringing you content
We have.
every week,
We have.
regardless.
Yes. We are trying to make sure that we have stuff in the backlog so we can just keep cranking them out for you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I mean, for me, like, there's not a whole lot to say, right? Great smoke production, great construction. Like, only Fuente is Fuente. What else do I need to say, man? Right? That's it right there.
The flavor profile is just so unique.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the what are they? This is Dominican, right? So, like, there's just not that many Dominican brands that can boast a full flavored cigar like this. Like LFD, that's it.
And like, notice he said full flavor, not full body.
Right.
This is actually not, for my palate, I don't know, it might be for some. For my palate, this is not a full body cigar.
I don't think so.
It's a medium.
It's. I mean,
it might be on the furthest end of medium.
You could say medium to full on the body, but definitely full flavored.
Full flavor.
And like that's something that's just super important to us, right? These multi-dimensional complex flavors. I had one. I told you earlier. I had one yesterday for the first time, a new cigar for the first time, and I'd had the brand before, and had yet to find anything in the brand that I really enjoyed, and tried their Connecticut. Yesterday.
So that it was probably a lighter stick.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If I pulled the band off and just gave it to you, you wouldn't have guessed it was a Connecticut because it was still strong as hell. For a Connecticut. Yeah, it really was. But it could have been my palate, right? That it was very much one-dimensional on the flavor side and still a little. And because it wasn't complex in the flavor, I was getting more strength, right? And so this is where we talk about sacrificing flavor for strength. Right? So it really is more the complexity of flavor and the boldness and the amount of flavor versus the strength. And this one was very one-dimensional. It wasn't a bad cigar. Like, I could tell someone, that might be something that you
would tell them to try.
Yeah. Like, if you've never had it, go for it.
Yeah, because I've seen, we're in a lot of the same, cigar groups. I seen yesterday you told somebody to stay away from Cuban rounds.
Dude. It's funny you saw that. I did too. I think I said just don't.
You said just don't. It's not good. It's not good.
Just you want a cheapo, just go with the factory smoke.
Oh, like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's funny you saw that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, he was like, just don't. It's like, We'll throw up some of the cigar groups that we're into, man. Like, jump in and, join and get some knowledge there. We'll show you some of the groups we're in. I know we have 2 bottles here, and we're supposed to drink both. But I had the Penelope right before we started the podcast, so I'm not going to do it again because I want to try the other one in the floor,
Yeah, I mean, we want to compare the two, guys.
Yeah, so, again, if you need a recommendation from me, and I don't make a lot of them, right, because it's personal opinion, this is a phenomenal bottle. Like, this is going to the house. Like, I'm upset that I didn't have it in my collection for probably 3 to 4 months. And I'm telling you, when I brought it in today, and I pulled it out of the bag, and I showed Jason, he was like, been a while since we did that. When I said, exactly, let's warm up with this. And we both were like, yes, absolutely, right? It's a phenomenal bottle. I highly recommend that if you have it at your local store, you pick it up. We've realized that, like, we've had a bottle of every batch, right? Like, because pretty much
the Penelope.
Yeah, we buy it relentlessly. So our local store was out. I walked past today and seen it, grabbed it, but like we looked through pictures and like we had batch like 5 or 6.
Right.
This is 14.
Right.
So we keep buying it. It's that good. Okay.
Yeah, it is really good. The brand overall is pretty good. Yes, we have our favorites, and yes, we have the ones that we probably wouldn't buy again, but they make them. They make a wide variety, and I guarantee you're going to find a Penelope that you love.
And my thing is like, I don't think there's a Penelope that I disliked. There's some that I'm not as fond of.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right? Like I haven't ever had one that I dislike. The problem is this one is just so good. It is so much better than all of the rest. With the caveat that we haven't tried Rio.
Yes. Man, I really want to try that Rio.
Right? So if you know where to get one or you got one in the stash, I might be willing to pay a little bit extra just for it, so I could try it. So, not no craziness. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not paying you 300% over retail. It ain't gonna happen ever. Not that guy. Okay. But yeah, you know,
I'm still sipping on this Knob Creek, man. I mean, it's just it's a good
it's
solid.
a good solid bourbon.
It
man.
is. It is. It really is.
It's just a solid drink, dude.
Like when I think about my bottom shelf, which is just my everyday drinkers, you know, so still not mixers, right? These are still neat pours.
Yeah.
This is definitely one that I could add to that shelf.
I'm good.
Like I could totally do it. Yeah.
I enjoy it quite a bit. Like seriously, it's grown more now that it's sat for a little bit, right? Because again, this is a brand new bottle. Both of these bottles we opened today, so neither of them have had time to open up or anything of that. Like literally cracked the bottles right before we started the episode, and that's where we are. So for me, I think 2 months from now might even be even better.
It might be. Yeah, a lot of these bourbons, they really, and whiskeys, they really benefit from just popping the top and letting some fresh air in. Or when you get that bottle like halfway, that's when that bottle seems to turn really, really good. Like I've just seen, like I have a bottle of the, man, we need to, so I have that new bottle of the Starlight cigar blend.
We need to do that.
But I still have the old one, so we need to do those.
Yeah, I need a fresh palate for those. Because
But I'm saying like the old bottle seems like it tastes so much better, but it's also had a lot of air content in the bottle for quite a while.
Which is why I think we shouldn't do the new bottle for probably 2 or 3 months.
That's probably true. I probably need to like pop it, let some fresh air in.
Yeah. I mean, we can enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like some in between takes, we might,
In case y'all can't tell, we really enjoy bourbon and whiskey.
We do this. Like we do this. Again, it's one of those things. Let's go ahead and, drink responsibly, smoke responsibly, right? Know your limits. Drink lots of water, hydrate, all of that good stuff that we always say. Y'all know the drill. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you're taking care of yourself when you do these things.
Boy, that retro is amazing.
It's dude, like,
I mean, it's just, if this is one of those cigars where when someone tells me, oh, I don't retro, or I don't know how to do that, or whatever, right? They just don't, for whatever reason, they don't retro. This is one of those cigars where I'm just like, you have no idea what you're missing out on.
Yeah. Because this is everything you want as far as flavor. Like, it really is. It's great. It's great. Listen, guys, getting close to the end here. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, right? Hit that little bell so that you know when we drop new episodes, and we drop new episodes every Sunday, as long as nothing goes crazy, right? Appreciate my guy Jason for handling that. But every Sunday we drop new episodes, so make sure you stay tuned. You got any thoughts, man?
I just happy to see you.
Yeah, like, no doubt.
Haven't seen you in a while. So the wife had some surgery, and I haven't been able to get out and go hang out with the fellas and all the good stuff. So haven't seen anybody in like a week and a half or so, or a little over a week. So just
that might sound crazy that like he said a week and a half or a little over a week, like, but like when we say we really kick it, like we see each other probably 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, man.
Right. So
it's a good time, and it's always a good time, and like it's just fun to hang out, and the camaraderie with the with the cigars and the bourbon. And I was talking with this guy at the lounge that I was at yesterday when I was telling her she was doing her thing at the hospital, and I was telling the guy, like, every time I go to a lounge, I always have my bag with me. And most everybody else in our group does too. Yeah. And that bag is full of liquor and cigars.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's always a good time whenever we show up somewhere. And so not being able to do that and go hang out for over a week, as silly as that sounds, but it's just, I miss it. So
because it's like it's the way that we really blow off steam. So
if that's not something that you do regularly, you maybe go try to find your local place and try to get talking to people, and if you can start up a bottle share, that's even better. Like, so anyway, I guess my final thoughts here. I've already said, $100 for the bottle set, I think is just really great. This is really good for your collection, and good daily drinker, and then just a good flavorful, just really flavorful, like top level bourbon.
Yeah.
And then the cigar, I just I wish it were cheaper. I love the cigar so much. Like, this is in the same.
I think you out smoking me today.
I might be, like,
smoking a little bit faster than me today.
So this is in the same category as the Undercrown 10 of, like, I hate to buy these by the box because I will smoke them, and I will smoke them. So, like, this box is under 5 other boxes.
To make sure that, like, when you go to do it,
you
have to think really hard about it.
I have to move a lot of stuff to get to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on purpose. I do. So it's that good. Like, I mean, I can't emphasize it enough. That this is just that good. So, but how about you?
Man, listen, the pairings today are great. Like, I'm gonna try the other Knob Creek that we had on the podcast on recent episode, and then I'm probably going to jump back into Penelope, because we've got quite a bit of cigar to finish up here. We only do a few minutes on the podcast, so we got quite a bit to finish up. So I've got enough time to have a couple drinks. Then I'm going to do a lot of water. But I just think this is a phenomenal pairing. Like, I enjoy the cigar a lot. The Knob Creek is very good, and I'm very happy that it wasn't terrible.
Right.
So it's something I think I can add to the collection, and be very happy about drinking. The Penelope, it should stay in rotation. It's that good.
It's one of those ones you want to never run out of.
Yeah, like that, it really is.
Like, that's really what the status that it's in.
You want to keep it, like, all the time.
That's right. I have a few bottles that are like that, and so I have the other one, but as soon as that one runs out,
you're gonna go get that.
It's gonna go back to this one.
Yeah.
So.
But that's all I got, man. So I guess y'all know what it is. I'm Duran. You know what I'm saying? No cool nickname, but put it in the comments. Get busy. Thanks for being with us. My co-host to the left.
I am Jason JB Smoke, and we'll see you guys on the next one, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.